Hey guys, what's good? Triple J Boxing here. So let's talk about something that's been going around and it kind of don't make sense to me, so I thought I'd make a video about it and let me know what you guys think about the situation, which I think it's already common sense, but let me know your thoughts on it. I'll give mine. And I'm talking about Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. People are saying that Devin Haney is going to knock out Ryan Garcia and he's going to stop Ryan. And it's not just fans saying this, but you got people like Eddie Hearn saying it. Obviously, Bill Haney saying it. Which I don't think you can take anything with that. Take that with a grain of salt, because if it's usually, and I know Eddie Hearn's not actually promoting this fight, or he's not actually involved, even though he did come to the first press conference and he is supporting Devin Haney, and they do have a relationship, not just business, but they are friends, and they probably will do more business in the future, just not for this fight. He's not involved. Anyway, though, it's not like something new that the promoter will say that their fighter is going to do well, or one of their friends, right? It's not like, you see it all the time. You see Bob Arum make crazy claims, stuff that's not going to happen. Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya. You can't really take what a promoter says with 100% certainty. Just like you can't take it seriously, like Oscar De La Hoya is saying that Ryan Garcia, he's going to surprise you. He's going to knock out Haney. He's in great shape. He's working out. Like, that could be the case, but you can't really take that. You have to take that with a grain of salt, in my opinion, if it's a promoter saying it. Or if it's a family member, in the case of Bill Haney. Of course he's going to want his son, right, to win, and he's going to say his son's going to knock him out. But let's actually look into the actual facts here, guys, and let's just use common sense. Let's not use people's opinions, which I'm using. I'm using my opinion here. But what I mean is, let's just look at the actual facts on paper that we have going by, and the actual physical evidence of their fights, right? And then we can kind of go from there. Now, why do people say Devin Haney, some people anyway, say Devin Haney is going to win by knockout or stop Ryan? Obviously, they're big fans of Devin Haney. And like I said, I'm excluding the promoters. I'm excluding his Bill Haney and all of them, right? I'm just talking about the fans. There's only a couple reasons why you would think that Devin Haney could stop Ryan. One of the reasons is they're a Devin Haney fan, which that's probably the number one reason, to be honest. When you like a fighter and you want him to do good, you want him to win by knockout. And you'll pick him to win every time, even if common sense is telling you that he's not going to win, or maybe not that he's not, like, he's up against it, but you'll still pick that fighter to win just because you like him. You're not really using logic or common sense. And not to say that, like, we can all be wrong, but what I'm saying is, guys, when everything's stacked against them and it's clear that they're the underdog, you'll still say, oh no, this fighter's going to win by knockout, even though it's kind of like you don't really have any facts backing it up, kind of thing. Like, say, like, I'm a big Manny Pacquiao fan. He's my favorite fighter. But, like, say, like, as he got older, I'm picking him to win by knockout, but I know, like, the chances of him getting a knockout are slimmer. But because I just want him to get a knockout. I want him to show the old Manny Pacquiao, right? So I'll say, like, yeah, he's going to knock out Ugas, which didn't happen. He's going to knock out Keith Thurman, because I want him to, right? And he performed pretty well in the Keith Thurman fight, actually, to be honest. He did show shades of old Pacquiao. But what I'm trying to say is, he's older and he's not going to be that same prime Pacquiao that was knocking out people, right? But since I like him, you're going to say, oh, Pacquiao knockout, because you like him and you want him to win by knockout, right? And you still, because you're that attached to him. So I feel like that's the reason for the Devin Haney fans. They want him to get a knockout. It's not that he's going to. There's no evidence showing it. It's just more emotion. You want him to get a knockout. Okay, but now let's go to the actual serious So that's the number one reason, in my opinion. The number two reason is now it's going to be based on actual evidence, actually. So it is more legit than the first reason that Devin Haney could get a knockout. So we all know he recently moved up to 140 pounds, and he fought Regis Prograis, and he dropped Prograis in the fight, and I think he made him stumble a couple other times too. I thought he had 2 knockdowns, but I think he had 1 knockdown, and then he had other points in the fight where it looked like he could have dropped him, like he was very off balance. Now the reason now me debunking this evidence here, even though it is physical evidence, guys, in a fight, he showed that he could drop Prograis, a pretty good fighter in his own right. So people are going to say that Devin Haney, he moved up to 140, he wasn't dehydrated anymore, and that's why he was stronger, essentially, because he didn't have to dehydrate himself, right, anymore. So he had more power. Which, I mean, I feel like you're going to be more comfortable, but I don't think it's going to give you more power, to be honest. Like, I feel like if you're a knockout puncher, you're a knockout puncher. It don't matter what weight you're at. If he's not knocking people out at 135, why is he going to start knocking people out at 140? That's not usually how it goes. Obviously, though, it might have affected his performances in other ways, being dehydrated, but I think your power is your power, right? It's either there or it's just not. I don't think Devin Haney's got that kind of power. So you got that, right? People saying, oh, he moved up to 140, he's not dehydrated, he's got more power. But I don't think, though I think he was more comfortable, and maybe it improved his performance, it's either you have power or you don't, like I said. So I rule that one out. Moving up, I don't think it gave him power. The reason why I thought he was having success by dropping Regis Prograis, and I think he almost dropped him even more than once, I'm pretty sure. He had him he had him stumbling. But I don't think, see, the thing is here, guys, I don't think Regis Prograis was really hurt by the power. It's just his skill level, his footwork, everything, and he's just so slow. Like, everything about his performance, he was levels and levels below Haney, that if you land a clean shot, guys, and a guy doesn't know what he's doing, and his footwork's bad, and he's slow, and you just time it right, you can drop him, right? You can catch him off balance. And I think that's more of what happened in the Regis Prograis fight. It wasn't that he was getting hurt by the shots. It was just he was so many levels below, right? And this is what I mean by it, guys. Like, say if I go into a gym, I fight a guy who, he don't got much power, but he's been boxing for 10 years, right? And then I go in the ring and I've been boxing, like, I don't know, I'm new to the gym. He's probably going to be able to drop me because I go off balance or I don't know what I'm doing, right? He'll drop me, but I get back up because I'm not really hurt by the actual shot. I'm just so many levels below the guys that he knows he's catching me so clean that that's essentially what happened in the Regis Prograis fight. He was levels and levels below Haney in every single facet, it seemed like. Skill-wise, athleticism-wise, he looked like he was walking through a quicksand, Regis Prograis. And Ryan Garcia even mentioned that. So that's how I disproved the second theory. So the first one was, what was the first one again? Oh yeah, if you're a big Devin Haney fan, you just want him to win by knockout, right? So you're not really basing off of anything. You just emotion, essentially, right? You want him to win by knockout. That's the first reason why people think Devin Haney will knock out Ryan Garcia. Second reason is the Regis Prograis, which is evidence there, and it's more legit. But I disprove it by saying Regis Prograis just levels and levels below Devin Haney, athleticism-wise, skill-wise, that he was just catching him off balance and dropping him. It was just, it wasn't the power hurting him. It was just the skill. The shots he was landing clean. So it wasn't the power, really. And then the third reason is what was the third reason? Okay, and the third reason that people think that Ryan Garcia will get stopped by Devin Haney is his mental state and his physical state. We all know the journey he's been taking on us, especially at the start. Very erratic behavior on social media. Some people were saying the fight wasn't going to happen because you didn't know what was going on. Was he training? Was he drinking? Was he smoking? Right? So people were concerned, and people still are concerned, but he seems to be more measured now, and you don't see as much of that erratic behavior anymore, right? So that's another reason why people think that Devin would get a stoppage, is that Ryan Garcia would come into the ring completely out of shape, mentally and physically, and he would just get beat up and stopped, which I guess that is more legitimate if he's not training and stuff, and that would be more legitimate reason that, like, I guess there would be, you can't blame those people for thinking that, because that is a legitimate thing. If Ryan Garcia, let's just say, wasn't training, which we see he is training, but let's just say he's not training as hard as he should, and he's still not right mentally, that would obviously be very bad for a top level fight. Like, this is the highest level of the sport, and you cannot have mental or physical weakness. You have to be at your best, especially mentally. So I feel like that's the third reason, which is, I think that's probably the most legitimate reason out of all of them, right? That Haney could get a stoppage win, is that Ryan Garcia comes in a total mess. But even then, it would be like Devin Haney doesn't have power. That's the thing. Like, Ryan would have to be really bad mentally, physically, and he'd have to just be running into shots, right? Which, I don't know. Like, his style is that he tried jumping tank, right? Sometimes he does do that. He gets over aggressive, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you're getting hit by a grown man cleanly, you will get it. You can get a knockdown. You can get a flash knockdown. You can get hurt, right? If you walk into a shot you don't see coming, if you're overly aggressive. You don't have to be a super power puncher for that to happen. Obviously, if you are a power puncher and that happens, it's obviously way worse. But, yeah, guys. So, for all this talk of Devin Haney getting a knockout win, I mean, I would say the only argument I could really agree with where people are coming from is the fact that, is he not training hard? Is he not right mentally? Which would cause him to go into the fight and be a total mess against a top level guy like Haney, right? Like I said, you don't have to hit hard to drop a guy if you land super clean, right? And obviously, there's other ways to get knockouts too. If a guy's totally out of shape, you can wear him down. It doesn't have to be a knockout. You don't have to be a knockout puncher to get a stoppage, right? So I guess there is truth to that argument, right? We'll never know for sure until fight night how hard Ryan Garcia really is training. How is he mentally? He's been more secretive lately with the training. Tomorrow is the media day workout, so that'll show a bit more, but we won't know what kind of boxing shape he is until he goes the full 12 rounds, to be honest. Or if he knocks out Haney, then we won't be questioning him either. But I'm saying if it does go to decision and he looks good, then we know he was in boxing shape, right? Other than that, guys, if Ryan Garcia comes in fully healthy, like he has for, I would say, most of his fights, he said that obviously the tank fight, he says he was weak in that. But I'm saying if he comes in mentally and physically like he does, like he should, Devin Haney's not getting a knockout, guys. And if it does happen, like that would be, you got to admit, that'd be shocking, right? That'd be shocking if Devin Haney got a knockout. It would, obviously, if Ryan Garcia gets a knockout, people would be surprised by that probably too, considering like Devin Haney's considered one of the best guys out there, right? So people will be surprised either way what a knockout for either guy, but I feel like people would be more shocked with a Devin Haney stoppage. But yeah, guys, time will tell. We'll see when fight night. It will reveal all. And all I got to say to those people, if you truly believe Devin Haney's going to get a knockout, I have one thing to tell you: put money down. Put money down on the knockout. Don't put money down on the decision. Don't put money down on the money line. Put money down Devin Haney by knockout. You're going to get a good payout, and if you really believe that, do it. Let's see if you do it. Then I will respect you, right? Because I know you're serious. But if not, then it's all just talk, right? Because we all know if you want to bet Devin Haney, you're betting decision. Let's be honest here, guys. Stop the cap, like the young kids say. The only one that's going to get a knockout would be Ryan Garcia knocking out Devin Haney. Like I said, any other, if Devin Haney could, if he does do it, that would be incredible, right? But yeah, that's just, he hasn't proved it, guys. He hasn't proved he's got knockout power. Like, he is, what is he? 31 fights, Devin Haney, 0 defeats. 30-1, I guess, in my opinion. But 31-0, 15 KOs. His KO percentage is 48%. Who has he knocked out? Let's see. Let's just go down his box rec, guys. Let's go down his box rec. See who he's knocked out. Any top-level guys he's knocked out. Because Ryan Garcia is obviously not your average fighter. You can just... I hate how people trying to act like Ryan Garcia is nothing. And if you truly believe that, then you won't respect Devin for beating him then, if you really believe that. Which I believe Ryan Garcia is a top guy out there for sure. He's still green though. He's really young. Devin's young. He stepped up against a guy in Gervonta who was with the rehydration clause. And you gotta think, guys, that you gotta understand that Tank Davis he's ahead of these guys. He's ahead of Teofimo. He's ahead of Devin. He's ahead of Ryan. He's ahead of Shakur. He has a couple more years of experience. He's older, so he is a bit more. He's more in his prime than these guys are. These guys are still green. Even Devin, he's still not at his best, I don't think. So, you know what I mean? Ryan's not at his best. Teofimo, none of these guys are at their best. You could say Tank, though, is leveling out. He's reaching probably the highest point of his career right now. What is he, like 29? You usually don't get any better after 30, to be honest. Physically, you won't. If you're not beating like the guys at 30, like you're not gonna get any better. Like if you don't have success before 30, right? You're probably not gonna get. And I'm not saying there's always outliers, but you know what I mean, guys. So Tank does have the experience edge in the years over all of these guys. And Ryan went into it green, right? He took the chance. You got to give him respect. But no one gives him respect. You fight the best, they shit on you. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. You don't take the fight, they shit on you. You take the fight, you shit on you. Don't matter. But, okay, let's go with Devin Haney's record here, guys. Okay, so last knockout against a prominent fighter. A high-level fight. Well, he doesn't have any. Okay, he doesn't have any. So we're going to have to go to just knockout in general. His last knockout was Zar Abdullaev. I don't even really know. Like, I don't know who that is, really, to be honest, guys. But let's just look at his record here. He has a decent record. He's only lost to Devin, and he's actually is on a winning streak. So, you know what? Oh, crap, eh? And he stopped Jorge Linares. Wow. Okay. Okay, oh yeah, but Jorge's losing to everybody now, looks like. Okay, so... Okay, I didn't know the guy, but he did stop him. Okay, so yeah, that's a decent... We'll just... It's not as bad as I thought, right? But still, guys, obviously that guy, he has a padded record, right? He's not anything like out of this world. And then he got a stoppage against Antonio Moran. Where's that guy now? That guy's lost quite a bit now. Like, none of these guys are, like, total bums. Like, these guys have decent records, obviously padded records. But, yeah, like, Devin hasn't got a knockout since 2019, so 4 years, and it wasn't even against a top guy, let's be honest here. He's not a top guy. Now, if he knocked out Regis Prograde, if he knocked out George Kambosos, if he knocked out Joseph Diaz, if he knocked out Jorge Linares, if he knocked out Gamboa, he didn't knock out any of those guys. All those guys I just named are the named guys. Those are the best guys on his resume. All those guys I just named, he couldn't knock out any of them. Whereas you go to Ryan's record, 24-1, 20 knockouts, 84% knockout percentage. That's the guy who has power. Oscar Duarte, good record, knocked him out. And like no one punch knockout, changed the whole course of the fight. Like, does Devin have that type of power? No, he doesn't. Devin, though, like if he can break you down, maybe he could get you a stoppage, but I don't know. Like, look at Javier Fortuna. Garcia knocked him out. Luke Campbell. Who else knocked out Luke Campbell? Nobody. Not even Lomachenko. Ryan Garcia knocked him out with a body shot. Francisco Fonseca, knockout. You know what I mean, guys? All those guys I just listed, we know these guys too. These guys got names. So all of Ryan Garcia's named, besides Emmanuel Tago, he was just running the whole fight, let's be honest there. He did go down in round 2, but all these top-level guys that named fighters, we'll say, because they're not, like, these guys aren't elite-level fighters, just like a lot of Devin Haney's fighters that a lot of them aren't, like, top-level guys anymore, you could say, besides Lomachenko, the guy he lost to, but Devin Haney, the named fighters that he fought, the Lomachenkos, the George Kambosos, the Linares, the Gamboas, the Diaz, he couldn't knock out any of them. And then you go to Ryan Garcia's resume, right? Javier Fortuna, Luke Campbell, Francisco Fonseca, like Oscar Duarte, all knockout, right? The only one he didn't was Tank. So... And I know a lot of people, oh yeah, we didn't know Oscar Duarte. Okay, you can take that one out, but we all knew Fortuna. If you're a boxing fan, you knew Fortuna, you knew Luke Campbell, you knew Fonseca, and he knocked them all out. So, anyway, guys, stop the cap. He's not knocking out Ryan Garcia. But if he does, he'll get my respect, right? Like, that's all I got to say. But, let's stop trying to just use our, like, just because we want them to get a knockout, because we like them, like, let's stop using that one. Like, if you truly believe Ryan Garcia is not training and he's not in the right mind, then that's more of a legitimate thing to base it on, but don't just pick him by knockout just because you want him to, guys. That's all I'm saying. Like, nothing's wrong with that, but, like, that's what being a fan is, but, like, don't try to make it like it sounds like you have no evidence, right, backing it up, this knockout talk. But anyway, bet money on the knockout if you really, truly believe it. That's all I got to say. It's Triple J Boxing, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.